a show that tackles the big issues affecting the BVI and the rest of the Caribbean. Searches for answers to today's big questions and gives viewers a unique perspective on developing stories. Follow the big story with me, Kathy Richards, only on GTV. This show is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Ramney Tertola Pier Park, and Digicel. Sign up for Digicel Plus Home Light bundles, faster internet, movies, and sports. On this edition of The Big Story, when news broke that Dijimon Gumbs made the team to represent the Virgin Islands at the World Athletics Championship slated for September 13 through 25 in Tokyo, it was pure celebration with fellow teammate and close friend Rikkoi Brathwaite. They are 2 of 6 making the largest team to ever represent the Virgin Islands at the World Athletics Championships.
Hey everybody, it's Dijimon Gumbs here, chaperone for the British Virgin Islands and newly selected to represent the BVI at the World Championships in Tokyo these upcoming weeks. As for how I'm feeling, I am feeling all emotions. I'm excited. I'm still in disbelief. I'm kind of shocked. I mean, these are moments that you walk for, but when you actually get selected, it's like, wow, you know, it's like your hard work is definitely paying off. And so I'm just happy for the opportunity. I'm excited to head down to Tokyo, a place I've never been, and to have fun, you know, to compete hard and to give it my best effort. Thank God, first and foremost. Without him, I wouldn't be here celebrating these achievements. My mom, my dad, my brother, my 2 sisters who never gave up on me, who always, you know, pushed me, especially when they saw my potential. They always pushed me to be better. And, you know, to them, I'm forever grateful. My coach, Coach Mike, never gave up on me. He took an opportunity on me. He gave me a chance. He saw a spark in me. And, you know, it's like it was meant to be. So I'm forever grateful to him. He'll never give the credit to himself, but I'm going to give it for him. And everybody, my close friends, they know who they are, my boys. You know, I love my boys to death. And everybody else had a part to play in me getting to where I am now. I was kind of in disbelief when I got the call. I was excited. But when the call hangs up, it's like, man, I'm really going to Tokyo, you know. And it's like, wow, it's a moment that I'll cherish forever. I can't wait to get on there and get to walk, you know, getting acclimated, seeing different sites, meeting different people. It's all a part of it, and I'm very excited. So, yeah, let's see, man. Let's see. But I can tell you right now that I'm very excited. The days are coming slowly where I'm going to soon get on a plane and head down to Tokyo and have some fun. So I would like to tell everybody, even the wider community in the BVI, thank you guys for your support. It really means a lot to me. It doesn't go unnoticed. You guys really keep me going. And yeah, we're going to keep this thing pushing into Tokyo, man. Let's go. And don't forget, get the best wings on the island. Malo's. You know what I mean? Malo's Mobile Grill. They're in 2 locations. Get yourself some chicken. It's Dijimon signing out. Thank you guys, and let's go. BVI.
What's up, guys? It's Rikkoi Brathwaite, your 100-meter national record holder. I've been asked to answer a couple of questions about what making the world team means to me this year, and honestly, making any world team is always a privilege and an honor. So this year it means a lot to me always, but what's special is that one of my best friends made the world team this year with me, and a lot of 2 other young ones coming up made the world team as well. So this year is a little bit special because the BVI is getting to a point where you see the sport developing, and that's always a good thing. You always put a smile on my face, and it also brings hope for me, that eventually we're going to have a strong 4x1 relay team. So this year is really special because it's full of hope for the future. A little bit about me getting to this level. Getting to this level is not easy. It takes years, decades of doing the same thing over and over and over again. And if it wasn't for certain systems in my life, like my parents, family, friends, coaches, instructors, it takes a village, right? So getting to this level definitely isn't always easy. And I'm just grateful I had God with me and my family members and everybody in place to help me get there along this journey. I'm thankful to my coach and also thankful to myself of staying mentally sound up here. So, injuries and stuff always have the up and downs, but everybody deals with injuries. But in terms of getting to this level, you kind of just have to accept that that's what you have to do. You have to accept that this is your job and this is what you sign up for, and that things gonna happen. So find the best way to deal with it as quick as possible, but don't ever rush back.
We reached out to President of the BVI Athletics Association, Mr. Steve Augustine, who gave us the backstories. All right, Steve, good afternoon. I thought that, I'll not wait much longer to share in this excitement of the largest team that we see going to the World Championships this year.
Right.
We saw the internet breaking with the excitement between Rikkoi and Dijimon. Yeah, so I thought, let's get some background. There got to be some depths to the background of this. Just share with us.
Well, I mean, the truth is, we knew of the four that made the qualifications. Kyron, Rikkoi, Chantel, and Jalil, of course. We got that information just last week, Wednesday, to be exact. That's what, just about a week ago today, a week and a day, right? Well, we got that information on Wednesday. We were following because on the website, Road to Tokyo at World Athletics website, you can follow and you can see where things are at. So we knew that was the likely expectancy. But we had some athletes who were a little bit outside of the point system at the time. And we were advised that another list may be coming out by World Athletics. Lo and behold, Saturday morning the email came into our inbox at 9:48.
Oh, you took keen note
We
of the
took
time.
keen note, yes, because we have athletes who are following, parents who are following, just trying to understand is anyone else. As a matter of fact, I think they're listed as the next best athletes, and we were waiting to see what would happen. I went to a funeral on Saturday, as you would know. One of our executive members, his mom passed, and so we were there, we were talking and not really checking our inbox. But by the time I got home on Saturday, one of the parents definitely called and said that they saw that, I think it might have been team, I don't want to lie, but one of the other Caribbean countries had made an announcement. So the question came, well, what's going on with the BVI? So I went directly to our inbox. I opened the email, and lo and behold, at 9:48, this was probably at 1 something in the afternoon, but at 9:48, we got the information that Dijimon and Beyonce also made the cut. And that was great news for us. I mean, I advised our members right away. Our General Sec reached out and advised the athletes. And you saw the reaction with Rikkoi. I saw that on Facebook. That's quite nice. I know those guys are good friends, and they're going to have a wonderful time over in Tokyo. So we went from a total of 4 on Wednesday to a total on 6 on Saturday. And it's been, helter-skelter, as they put it in local terms. There's a lot of logistics that goes into making a meet like this not just happen from the LOC side, but from the local federation side. Lots of travel and coordination, ticket purchasing, reserving hotels, and different things that needs to take place before the meet begins. But we're going to be in Tokyo. Team BVI is going to be in Tokyo, looking nice as we normally do. And given our size is historic, these are all qualifiers making the World Championships team again in Tokyo. We've never had numbers of this amount, but I think the numbers, in my perspective, in my opinion, and you can decide for yourself based on the facts, but I think our numbers are showing that something must be happening right in the background. And I would point directly to our youth development programs. You've seen us, you've heard us. We've had the Dak Samuels Development Mid-Series for years now, and that has grown. As a matter of fact, I was in a meeting just yesterday with the minister, and I was sort of bragging and saying that, the one good thing about athletics is that we welcome all our athletes with open arms. And I'm not throwing shade on any other sport, but the truth is, male and females, we welcome participants as much as we possibly can. We're busting on the edges, if you know what I mean. But the youngsters, I like the fact that our youngsters now look at our Chirons and our Chantels and our Rikkois, and they want to be like our local heroes. So we're no longer looking, or we've minimized looking outside our shores for heroes. We have heroes right here on island. When you look at the times that Rikkoi is running, when you look at what Jalil did at sub 20 seconds in the 200, Chiron, he's already, I had told him, Chiron, you've got to write a book when this is all said and done, because what he has done for the BVI, it's definitely unmatched by any other athlete. And he's still writing chapters in that book. Chantel, finalist before in the long jump. She's going to be there again. We're not just showing up at the meets and participating, we're competing. Beyonce, of course, was there before in Oregon. She made the cut and she'll be back again. This is a big jump for Dijimon. He's going to get some really good real international experience over there in the shot put. And it's just a wonderful time for BVI Athletics. I'm proud to still be there sitting as president. We're going to have a wonderful time in Tokyo. I'm repeating myself, but it's just joy and excitement right now. There's quite a bit happening in the background, as I said. If we were to detail that all, we would probably be here until tomorrow morning speaking about all the things that are happening. But our executive members, our treasurer, he's busy taking care of things financially. Government, of course, has provided assistance to us and providing more assistance because we've grown between Wednesday and Saturday.
Yeah.
So they're working on their end to help us as much as possible. I can't say that the BVIOC hasn't reached out and provided assistance to us as well. So for that, we are very appreciative. The fans, that's the reason why you're here. You're doing your job reporting, but you've seen what is taking place over social media about the excitement about World Championships. So whether it's financial support or in-kind support, as in the favoritism that's shown to BVI athletes from here on island, we appreciate it, we love it, and we want to transcend that as we make our way over to Tokyo and competition starts. It's gonna be historic for Team BVI.
Nice. You care to explain, from the best of your knowledge, what it is that goes into a second list coming out, like what we would have expected?
That's simple. Right.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So you've got the outright qualifiers. Those are persons who would make the qualifying standards based on time. And then you've got persons who are able to make the qualifying standards based on the point system. And then what you have is that as you get closer and closer to the track meet, what ends up happening is that we live in the real world. People get injured. People pull out of meets for various reasons, and it's a stance that World Athletics has taken. As you look at the meets over the years, more and more you're seeing that the lanes are not empty, they're always filled. And that's part of publicizing the event. It makes no sense to have a preliminary run or a final run and having lanes empty. So as the LOC organizes the Meet World Championships, this is Olympics World Championship. This is where this is as big as it gets. But the aim from the local organizing committee at World Championship is to make sure that those lanes are filled so that there are no voids. So once the original list comes out, and Kathy Richards, who is the 200-meter champion, who probably qualified and was all ready, but she knows that she's dealing with a hamstring issue and she doesn't want to jeopardize what could be. So if that athlete was to pull out, then the next one gets a spot.
Okay.
So once the list comes out, in all fairness, every federation is given a fair chance to verify you have X amount of athletes that made the list, or all your athletes going to be able to participate. The onus is on the federation to verify that they can, and if they can't, the onus again is on the federation to advise World Athletics that this particular athlete may not be able to participate in the 100 meter, and therefore we are asking for them to be removed from the list, and then it's just a matter of bumping up. So we always know that Dijimon was pretty close to making it. I think he was in a 2 or 3 way tie as the next best.
Okay.
And it turns out that he did. And of course, Beyonce, she's been there before. Keep your eyes on that young girl. She's moving up the ladders, and Beyonce made it. And, you know, that was not just good, but the fact is, you look at the team, we've got sprinters, we've got hurdlers, we've got long jumpers, and we've also got someone in the throws. So we have a very dynamic team. So again, Wednesday was a good day for BVI athletics, and Saturday, the news that we got during the email that came in the morning that we saw in the afternoon made it so much more special. So upon getting the 2 names on Saturday, we immediately called a Zoom meeting with the athletes. They're not
you
here.
actually had conversation with them.
We called the Zoom meeting. I think we had that meeting about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So everyone logged on. By then, everyone had known.
Okay.
But just to, you know, start to ensure that, you know, our logistics is as tight as it needs to be, because it's a long distance. I think I was speaking to a friend of mine the other day, and it doesn't matter where you are. Tokyo is not, you know, just across the seas. So you're looking at, you know, 11-hour flights to 14-hour flights. It's a section of the world that most of us haven't been to. So the fact that, you know, we're going to be there to compete, and we're going to be there to see what that side of the world looks like, is, you know, that's definitely something to look forward to. The athletes are there. I mean, they're super excited. You referenced the video that you saw with Rikkoi on Facebook. I think that alone, the energy in that video tells the story. But, you know,
But I could also imagine what it was like when you guys were on the Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
How that was.
I mean, you know, we held a meeting. We formally congratulated the
And they were
entire
excited,
team.
super excited.
They were super excited. Lots of questions because we've gone from the point of knowing that you made a team to how do we get there, where do we stay. World Athletics does a pretty good job as far as, you know, organizing these meets. So from the organizational standpoint as to what happens once we get there, you know, everything is detailed and scheduled, so that it's pretty easy to follow. So we immediately moved to, I think we had some tickets on reserve. We went ahead and made sure that they were purchased, and just started, you know, ask the kids, you know, what items. Of course, we've got those nice Puma uniforms, just to make sure that persons have what they should have, and try to coordinate. Just physically getting there, and just following through with the things that we should be doing once we're on the ground. But I was going to say, you know, making a world champ, we're not talking about, and I have to, right? And I'm not doing this in a derogatory way.
Understood.
But
it is what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have the Olympics, you have World Championships, you have Commonwealth Games, you have Pan Am Juniors. You just heard about some results from NACAC Championships. You know, World Championship, this is where history is made. You've seen what other countries are doing, the things that other countries are anticipating to do while they are there. If you're looking for some of the best competition that the world has to offer, you're going to meet it here. Short of this, Olympics comes up again, I think 2028 in Los Angeles. But this is where history goes down, and BVI is there with 6 qualifiers. You know, when you reached out to me to do this interview, you said you wanted to speak a little bit about the qualifiers. And as I went through our list, just to, you know, prep myself a little bit for you coming, I'm no longer scrolling to the bottom of the names or athletes. You've got Kyron, I think
Right there
I
at the
made a
top.
note, he's going in number 10. You know, he's been number 3, number 2 before. Jalil in the top 12. You know, those are things that that shows that athletics in the BVI is mushrooming on a grand scale. We've had successes at the junior level. We've had successes at the CRIFTA level. We have a number of persons on the executive who are just as motivated and excited as I am in relation to what's happening. So keeping things moving on the executive side is not a difficult task, because, you know, everyone is driven for the love of the sport and nothing else. As a matter of fact, I think everyone that's on the executive had dabbled in athletics during
Somewhere or the other.
their younger years. So it's innate. It's not something that we picked up a book and say, well, maybe I like this, or maybe something we pursue. We come from that world, and now we get to continue to enjoy it and help others to achieve greater goals. And this is just one of them. So this is big. This is big for the BVI, the exposure that you get at World Athletics. I mean, you couldn't pay for this. Those guys are going to go over there, and I know that the camera is going to be on them. They come with great stories. Rikkoi, he's been creating some dots along the way, not just at the on the professional scene, but if you follow his career collegiately, all the way back to, if you would recall, he was a character game medalist many years ago, and he did it on grand style. Jalil, if you follow his story, he had that really good breakout year at the character games. The following year, he was injured, and we live in the real world and people talk. And then he goes off to the University of South Florida, and it took a year and starts to make history, and now he's at sub 20 seconds. I called him immediately after he ran that sub 20 seconds. I said, Jalil, how does it feel to be on a totally new level? And he was like, Coach Steve, I'm still trying to convince myself that is what I did. That's great. Chantel, I was able to speak with Chantel I actually spoke with her today as well. Okay. She's excited. She's ready to go. The excitement is great.
We remember her injury story as well.
Right.
The road to her recovery was a very long one.
They've all got some good stories, and I know that you're here doing the interview with me today. But while we're over in Tokyo, I'm going to take off my president's hat, and I'm going to put on my news reporter hat like yourself.
I'll give you a JTV badge.
And I'm going to get them on camera, because I think the story behind what happens before they physically compete is a great story to tell. People are interested in knowing, what does it take to get to this level. And one of the things that really excites me, and I spoke about it just a few minutes ago, is that those younger athletes who are here on the track with us daily, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, this is their aspirations. And they are looking at 6 athletes who were once right there on the track just like themselves. And if that is not inspiration to achieve greatness, then you tell me what is. It's big. It's good.
I remember just the other day, prior to this announcement, when I was scrolling through Facebook, and Jimon's page, a post from Jimon popped up where he was showing the injuries that he had sustained with his hands, having to do some surgery, I think it was, to his hand, and then the recovery process, and then he went out and ended up doing this great throw, and then pop up now to see, hey, Jimon has made the team.
Yeah, and Jimon is one of those athletes as well. If you recall, I think he was a Commonwealth Junior Games medalist. So, I say in athletics, what you do is you connect the dots. You start to witness greatness from a young age that typically and traditionally continues through their elder years. He's had a great collegiate season. He's transferring really well on the international scene, and this is going to do great for him. I want to be there, front row. I'm just watching these guys compete. The excitement, the cameras, the lights, the action. We're going to be part of history being made, and we're going to create some new history for us here in the BVI. I don't think it's not, or I should say, it's very possible that we will have persons in the finals. We will have persons competing for medals. And if you recall, I think last year, Kyron took silver in the 400-meter hurdles. He's back again. He comes with a wealth of experience. And I know his demeanor, his experience, the laughter that's going to fall between the cracks between the athletes while he's there, and Chantel as well, that's going to spread throughout the team. So I can tell that the vibe while we're there in Tokyo is going to be where it needs to be. The advice that needs to be given, the experience that needs to be known, that's going to be shared. Some of the athletes will have their personal coaches over in Tokyo, so there'll be an additional level of comfort while there. I've been on the phone for the past 2 days with parents, so I know that we have parents and supporters from the BVI who are heading over. And as far as the association is concerned, we're going to do our best to accommodate them as much as possible. So we might not leave on the same flight, same plane, and arrive at the same time.
But you're
in
arriving, you're all going to be the same place.
We're going to be the same place. I'm going to be one big family while we're over there. So we're going to do our best to ensure that the comfort level of all the athletes is at an all-time high. And we're definitely looking forward to some really, really good performances from all of the athletes. I think pound for pound, they're going to do really well. We're going to do really well.
This territory is a praying one, and we're going to be praying on this end for them. Because, without the prayers.
Right.
Without the prayers.
Yeah, we're not going to leave without God in the midst. And I think the mere fact that He's there is the reason why we're having this amount of success. I just want to throw something in there as well, because we're talking about the World Championships, and a lot of times we focus on the end result, who made it to the Olympics and who made it to World Championships and who medaled. But there was a great story that passed just a few days ago. You were there with a few athletes that we sent off to college. Well, I say we sent off, but I should really say we played a role in
sent off. It's a we. It was.
Well, the schools are covering the bill, right?
Yeah.
But in essence, contact was made. Transcripts were sent, details were sent, times were sent, scholarship offers were made. Lesmo Stevens, of course, played a role in that. Lesmo Smith, sorry, yes, played a role in that. But just yesterday, I was going through the list of how many athletes left the shores of the BVI to go off to school, and they compete at the inter-primary school championships, the high school championships, the DAG Simon's development meets that we typically have. And it's good to see that we've got a good trickle of athletes coming all the way through. And I say, our athletes, vast and multi-skilled, they might not all be Olympic champions, as in the skill set to win an Olympic medal, but if we can get the opportunity for those athletes to get a tertiary education, I think we would have done really well. And by all indications, that is definitely happening, and happening in my opinion, on a grand scale. And if you look at what's happening with the World Championships, again, I know a few Olympics ago, when you looked at the number of athletes representing Team BVI based on the population, I think we had the highest per capita representation at that meet, whatever that meet was. And I'm pretty sure, similarly, 6 persons on a country of 30,000 people, I'm pretty sure that percentage-wise, when you stack us up against other countries, if we're not at the top, we're going to be very, very close. I can guarantee you that. But that in itself speaks very highly of the ambitions of the associations, and the ambitions, more so, the ambitions of the athletes. I'm glad that I'm in a position where I can help to foster and grow that. And I'm super glad that we have athletes who have that type of ambitions and goals to represent the BVI as a country on an international level. And this is definitely where it's going to happen.
Awesome. Great job that you and your team are doing there. It's admired, it's respected, and, people are happy about it. One comment I saw under the story when we posted this up on the X, where is Adeja? Why is Adeja not there? I guess you can explain that.
Yeah, so as it stands right now, Adeja hasn't competed for quite some time. I won't go into details here today. At a more appropriate time, I certainly will. But she's been facing some medical issues that has restricted her from not just representing Team BVI, but as most people would know, she hasn't been on the roster to represent the University of Georgia, and that's as much as I'm going to say about the collegiate competition. But she's still wearing the BVI flag on her chest, and we're hoping that given what she's currently experiencing and going through, next year she'll be out and about with us, and we'll definitely be glad to have her. Just imagine if she was competing, we wouldn't have been at 6, we would have been at 7.
Listen.
Okay.
But we wish her well. We hope her speedy recovery from whatever it is that she is dealing with, and look forward to seeing her join that team. Imagine that little girl with all the others. I could imagine how much big sisters and big brothers she would have had out there with her.
It's been really nice. Remember She was at in Budapest.
Yes.
Yeah. She was in
Yes,
Budapest
yes,
competing.
yes,
So
yes.
she's dabbled in that a bit, and I'm pretty sure that she'll be back. But right now, we're gonna place all our focus
Yes,
and
on
our
number
attention
6,
on
yeah.
Beyonce,
Big six.
Jaiman, Kyron, Rikkoi, Jaleel. I always feel like I'm missing someone. And who did I miss? I missed a name. That was 5.
Chantel. So
Chantel.
let's go Rikkoi.
Rikkoi, I call that
Rikkoi,
name. So I
yeah.
call them all. But we're going to place all our energies and focus on those guys. Right now, again, BVIOC definitely provided some assistance to us. It takes a lot to run this organization. This is, people look at the BVI Athletic Association and say, well, those guys are just there. But if you're going to do this right and you're going to get athletes competing at this level, it's going to require a large amount of support. And when I say support, I mean financial support. So the BVIOC, the government of the Virgin Islands, and I'm going to go a little bit further than just saying the government of the Virgin Islands. I'm going to say the minister herself, Ms. De Castro. Actually, I sat with her just yesterday, going through all the details regarding World Championships. And, she's been one of those ministers who stepped up in a big way. She's always a phone call away. And I say, Minister, I'm not going to ring your phone every day. To be a pest, for lack of a better word. But when I have a need, I'm going to reach out to you. And I reached out to her earlier, and she accommodated me yesterday. So for the assistance that she's provided to us as an association, we couldn't do this if the government didn't, and if she didn't have the will to do the things that she's doing. So I give the minister herself much credit there, and the team that works alongside with her. The BVIOC, the government, the minister herself, people like you that helps to put the story out, that goes a long way, because as much as we may put things on our Facebook page, it takes a collaborative approach. So when you called and you said that you were able to come by and do something, you want to do something really quick, no objections at all.
I'm happy that
really
I dropped what I was doing. Actually, I was just having my first meal for the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which was a bowl of fruits.
Don't work too hard. Make sure you take time out to eat. But I definitely want to touch base on the fact that the community that supports the ambitions of BV Athletics, those that came before us, the Ray O'Neills and those guys that set the foundation for this to take place, 2 thumbs up. And the people online that follow us on Facebook, social media is where it's at. I went to a seminar.
New television
station.
Yeah,
if you don't jump on board, you're going to get left behind. Mm-hmm. So those of you who may have technological reservations, just get over it. It's not difficult. Get yourself a nice phone. Let someone show you how to log on, and it's just the way that things are going to be these days. So try to follow us on our Facebook page. It's continually updated. I'm going to do a lot while I'm over there and go back to my old self and, get some stories out. So we're going to put some information out there. Follow us on Facebook. And definitely, I guarantee you might not be in a position to communicate directly with the athletes, but I guarantee you those athletes are going to go on your page, JTV. They're going to go on the BV Athletics Association page. They're going to follow it on the BV Olympic page and just follow to see how much support the local crowd is giving them. So it doesn't take a second. Just hit the like button, make a comment, say something positive. Yeah. That's your way. I guarantee you they will read it. They may not respond directly because, it's just a matter of ensuring that they're channeled and focused in. But I guarantee you they follow. And if you're ever going to be supportive, here's the perfect time to be supportive. When you're going to be patriotic, there's no better reason. Get your flags out. Those kids are going to be on national television, all of them, as soon as we can understand who the carriers are and the times that they're going to be shown. We're going to put that information out there so you can follow. There's also the World Athletics website that's continually updated. You can follow there as well, and we're going to put that all on the Facebook page. Those of you who are on Instagram, we have she's much better than I am, a newbie in the association with Instagram. So she's going to put that stuff out there. That's Angel. We're going to communicate. I'm going to keep her updated. She's going to do what she does on her end. I'm going to do what I do on my end. And it's going to be good. It's going to be great.
All right. Awesome, Steve. Thank you so much for your time. You asked me at the beginning how much time we have. We have all the time that you have to speak. And so thank you so much. This update has been really, really good. And I think that it's going to be, I know it's going to be appreciated. And we cheer on Team BVI all the way to Tokyo for the World Games 2025.
2 thumbs up, right?
Many thumbs up.
All right. Thank you for that.
Right.
Right.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of The Big Story. I'm Kathy Richards.
We know that where you choose to bank matters. And it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.
Large and small corporations in the BVI can't be wrong. Bovi HR, a BVI-based integrated solution of employee timesheets, leave tracking, scheduling, employment letters, HR processes, payslips, and tax reports, including NHI, Social Security, and Inland Revenue, will make your management of employees easier. While Bovi HR can cater to the needs of larger enterprises, it also works exceptionally well for small companies. To sign up, visit bovihr.com, that is bovihr.com, or call us at 342-9686.